Welcome to the Conscious Radio Network's YouTube channel. Become enlightened, have fun, and tell all your friends and family to share with everyone they know. You can find us on Facebook and stay up to date on our Facebook group, or find us on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok. Our podcasts can be found on Libsyn, iHeart, Spotify, Google Podcast, and more. Most of all, remember to go to our official website at consciousradionetwork.com for podcasts, hosts, future shows, and scheduling. We also want to welcome our international audience. Don't stop now. Enjoy the community. Subscribe today.
This is the Conscious Radio Network.
Oh, good morning, afternoon, or evening, wherever you might be on this spaceship we call Earth. Welcome to Conscious Radio Network's weekly podcast series, The Seance. I'm your host, Reverend Dr. Paul Meckes. If this is your first time tuning in, please click subscribe, like, share, and comment. And also, don't forget to follow us wherever you listen to your podcast. Today, what is a rescue medium? We have joining us, originally from England, an international evidential, spiritual, medium, psychic healer, and counselor. He was trained by his mother, who was a rescue medium, and later was with the SNU. In 2001, he moved to the United States and was with the NSA, completing his Morris Pratt medium, healer, and minister courses. Now with the Universal Life Ministry, where he officiates weddings and continues to practice his mediumship and spiritual counseling. Let's welcome back to the show, Graham Williamson. Welcome back, brother.
What a welcome. Tongue-tied. He's American, I'm English. I've been teaching him English for a while now.
Right?
Thank you for having me back, Paul. I really enjoyed talking with you.
Very, very, very welcome. So I know what a rescue medium is. Some of our listeners may not know what it is. That was one of the very first things we practiced in mediumship. Especially with the late Reverend Ben Cox. Wanted to give him a shout out since he's up there looking over us. And so describe to our audience today what a rescue medium is.
Well, to come out with the terminology, you've got to remember that when people die and transcend, a lot of people tend to know that they're going to cease living on this earth. And their spirit is, even if it's just a couple of seconds, know they're dying. But a lot of people die traumatically and are not aware that they've actually passed over. And they live in an encapsulated world. So a rescue medium finds these spirits that are encapsulated in their own environment, for want of a better word, because I'm living this side, I don't know what it is outside. But we look out for these dim lights because people that have died traumatically tend to not shine as brightly as those people that know they're dying or have died. So a rescue medium actually connects with that dim light, for want of a better phrase, and shows that person they're no longer of this earth. And to do that, the medium has to be well trained, has to be grounded, has to understand what it is that you are doing to aid somebody with a divine energy. Mm-hmm. It's not the medium consciously doing, it's the medium working through the divine energy.
Yeah, working with the divine, the light, God, the source, and helping someone cross over.
Exactly.
Eventually.
The program Medium and Ghost Whisperer, they're beautiful aspects of people who have died. And I know it's only a show, but it shows what I'm trying to get at in a way that most people can relate to. You know, as I said to you just before we came on air, I've been having angels walking down my hallway and spirit I used to see about 20 odd years ago when I first got over here, walking down my, why? Because our energies are elevated. So your show is helping us connect to everybody, learning about their own energies and what they can do or could do if they're willing to take that step to raise their own vibration. And rescue mediumship is elevating a medium even more to help those who've died traumatically. And that's what I enjoy doing.
So there's definitely a difference between a regular spiritual medium and somebody who is rescuing somebody and helping them cross over. Can you define a little bit of the differences as far as, or how to differentiate the two simply in layman's terms?
My mother put it beautifully when I was a very young lad, and I've got 3 older sisters and 1 younger brother at the time. And all she did is said, look, to be a rescue medium, you have to know who loves you. Do you love yourself? Honestly, with all your pluses and negatives within you. Have you faced yourself? You've got to be totally honest all the time, because when you know yourself without barrier, without, I can't say about that, you've got to face it. Because how would you know what somebody else's energy that touches yours or you touch theirs? How would you know you've connected? Unless you know yourself.
Yeah.
And mediums tend to, I'm just a medium, I'm just this, I'm just that. A rescue medium, I am a rescue medium. I know what I'm doing. I know me to know you. Which is why, like for our friendship, we've known each other and we've met half a dozen times. But it's like you are literally my brother, because our energies have always been compatible.
Yeah, yeah.
And you know that when you're doing rescue work, you've set your intentions, you've prayed, you've prepared your mind, and you have to know the person who's passed. You have to know about that person. There's a lot of research. Who died? When did they die? Because you've got to know who you're looking for. Mediumship, in general, you don't. Somebody sits down, I'm picking up this spirit. Can you relate to that? And it is a bit of a guesswork. Good mediums say, this person is, and defines them. Some mediums don't. It's a bit of guesswork. Mm-hmm. Rescue, you can't guess. You have to know who you're related to. My mother, before she had 5 children, used to go to the Church of England, just in the village where she lived in central England. And the minister, so we've had somebody who died in a car accident or a fire, whatever reason they died traumatically. And he said, can you help them? She'd do research with my grandfather standing next to her to help ground her. You've got to have somebody with you to show that you are safe.
Yeah.
Because this is stepping out of the normal astral ability. It's going into the spirit world. It's like astral travel, but with projection as well and definition. And Mum would do the research, say, okay, I'm ready, then go into her meditation and then start looking for this person. And if possible, go to the site of where the person passed, or know the time and date and all the details. As much information as she could glean from the minister or the family of the deceased. And then you go looking for this person through the love of the family. You're using the family's energy or whomever is involved. And it's pulling in all those resources to define that energy. And that energy is not going to believe you. That person just not. I ain't dead. You're cuckoo. And you've got to show them, well, when do you think it is? Where do you think you are? I'm in America now, not England. You died in England. Yeah. And I've had this, even on cold cases. People, this person died a few years ago. Can you help? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You see, you've got to know yourself as a medium. You've got to know yourself. I can't stress it enough. And it's not all, it's about, who am I to allow this to flow through? What am I picking up? What does my body, he died of a neck injury, or he died of whatever, and you describe it. Oh, that's the one. To say he died. They don't give you the details of how he died.
Yeah.
He was killed on that date. Because you've got to work it out.
Yeah, and sometimes we can pick it up of how they die, especially of how we feel. Exactly. If I get like a pain, like my throat is like sore, or my chest hurts, or my arm hurts, or my leg, or something, or kidney, or something. We'll feel a pain as a medium, and then that's when we'll start asking questions, especially we go, did he like die of like, because I'm feeling a pain in my stomach or my heart, my chest.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, yeah, he died of a heart attack or something.
I described to a lady the other day about this person that she met in an incident, and I said, he was missing teeth. Or salvinating. I said, he was missing teeth, a lot of teeth. And no. 2 days later, she sent me a text saying, here's a picture of this bloke. Half his teeth had gone.
Hey.
And she said, thank you. You remind me of this person.
Yeah.
And other, because my teeth started aching, and I have terrible teeth due to the forces dental work.
Yeah.
And so as soon as I start salvinating, it's a teeth issue or my jaw aches or whatever. But as I've said before on the show, that every medium is a medical intuitive in part.
Mm-hmm.
They're not medically trained, but they can feel the body saying, I can feel these symptoms. And that's what a rescue medium does. It goes into that work.
Yeah. Now, the thing is, too, is like there's so many cases of spirits out there, and people always claim, yeah, there's, this is haunted, that's haunted. There's so many spirits walking around, this and that. But it's not always the case that not all of these spirits want to be rescued.
Correct. And also, spirits that haunt are not the ones that needed rescuing, because they don't know they died.
Yeah.
And as I say, not all. Most of them are there because they feel they've got to accomplish something or finish something.
Yeah.
Or they just don't want to leave because they love that person so much or love the situation. Whatever reason it is that they want to haunt that place. And we use the word haunt in a negative. It's not. It's to feel at home there. You go to a place like St. Augustine, riddled with places, with
yeah.
spirits saying, oh, I love it here, but you've got to remember the Inquisition. You've got to remember the Spanish fort there. You've got to remember all the people that died. And a lot of them don't know they died.
Yeah.
But that's why I love going to St. Augustine, to help lay to rest these people.
And some of them are not conscious haunts. Some of them are not actual haunts. They're impressions.
Exactly.
They're energetic impressions and repeats of information that has been left behind because of a traumatic incident, and not necessarily a conscious ghost or entity. That's
exactly. Because what happens for want of better phraseology, the ego and the spirit are not balanced, and they feel part of them is something missing. It's a superconscious, the part that we as mediums connect into, pick that up, and yet not everybody's aware that we can do so. And when they've passed, they are actually looking and going, there's something missing in my life, but they're not sure what it is. But I'm not dead, so what is it I'm not seeing? And that's where the rescue medium comes in and says, hang on, pal, you are on the other side. The spirit doesn't actually realise they are dead. So they see everything as normal, like you or I do. We can touch stuff, because in their mind's eye, they're there. And what is reality?
Yeah, and they won't see the living right away either, because they're acting on a lower vibration.
Exactly. They're in their own world. Unless you can get into that world, you can't rescue them. And think about that. How much you have to understand who you are in order to understand them.
Yeah.
That's why it's not for the faint-hearted. And you're not always going to succeed. But just saving one life so they can evolve. I mean, you don't get better. It's one life. And that's what my mum taught us. She just said, you've got to know yourself to help somebody. And you've got to want to help somebody. And never give up until you do so.
Yeah.
And that's what mediumship's about. It's allowing spirit to work through you. And it's not my energy, it's spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. Has there been any spirits that you've worked with that have been there for a long time, and then we're like, I got to get out of here. I need to cross over.
Yeah. I channeled this young gentleman for a few years when I first came over, when I used to go to the Solutions Centre. His name was Little Bob, Cockney lad. He was a stable lad who used to work. And when he died, I somehow found him. Because I lived in London areas, and I just clicked. I said, "Oh, somebody died here. Let me find out what happened." Oh, nobody knows what happened. So that was one of my first rescues. And Bob eventually started coming through and enabling me to work with him, channeling. And he's been around for a very long time, 20 odd years. But my mother, when she passed away about 19 years. Sorry, Mum, I'm lousy on dates. But she passed away when I got here as well. But my grandfather, he passed away when I was a very young lad. I think about 7, 8 when he passed over. And he's always been around. He's the one I was saying about the picture. A very good friend, Diane Matthews. Marshall, sorry.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Diane. God bless her.
She I've got to show it.
Yeah.
This picture, believe it or not, is of my grandfather.
Oh, wow.
And Diane, as you knew, she drew just by vibration. She didn't have to see a picture or be shown anything. She'd just sit there talking to you, and she'd be just talking away, and I had to be whizzing around on this canvas, pencil drawing. I superimposed that picture on an actual picture of my grandfather. And apart from the hairline, every aspect, tilt of head, collar, position of their face, matched perfectly. Wow. Because what she does is use the energy around. But she said, this person's always with you, Graham. And she drew him.
Wow.
That, to me, pushed me even further to do more rescue work. My grandfather knew he was dying, so he's not one of these encapsulated people. And I still call them people. They're not entities, they're people.
Yeah. I was so close on. We were getting ready to. She was getting ready to book a show with us on this network.
I saw that day.
Not very long before her passing, and I missed out on getting a drawing, having her do a drawing for me.
I spoke to her literally. I kept on going up to speak to her. Normally, I'm doing my booth, but I said, Stanley, my wife who sells all this stuff, I've got to go see Dan. Got to go see Dan. And that's unusual for me. Yeah. I don't bother people. I'll just say, hi, have a chat, leave. But with that, I went up, I said, hey, you know something? When you evolve, you're going to have even more abilities. That's stuck in my head ever since. I didn't understand what it meant. And then she died that night.
Wow.
I know. Hey, Di. You know, I still feel the love from her. So I know she knows I didn't jinx her, you know. And I talk to her daughter a lot. But this is what mediumship's about. It's communication. It's clarity. And trusting your own abilities. But you've got to find out who you are to do it.
Yeah.
As I say, it's not for the faint heart. And Diane, she's drawn people from that. I know it's not on about Diane in that sense, but she did the same type of work. She could pull these spirits back. So this is who I'm getting. Oh, I didn't know they died. Oh, yeah, they died of such and such. There's clarification for the family as well as for the spirit.
Yeah. It takes a lot of discipline too, doesn't it? There's a lot of discipline to be a medium, and especially rescue mediumship. It's there's a decorum there's a strict decorum, there's a do's and don'ts, and everybody might do it differently, but it's something that requires a lot of discipline.
Yeah. You've got to wake up in the morning and set your intention and prayer. Mm-hmm. I wake up with the 4 special days of the year: Easter, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and New Year, every morning. And I'm not being religious at all, just for what those days stands for. Yeah. I arose. I've got a chance. I'm thankful I got up.
Oh, yeah.
That's my present, being alive. And my New Year's resolution is to do the best I can. Every morning. And at night I say thank you. Yeah. And I always say to the Spirit, when I'm private time, I say, okay, Spirit, unless it's life or death, leave me alone. Then I can rest and chip away with Sandy, watch movie, fall asleep, get up in the morning, start again. But it's a routine. And I say it, I don't think it. What's the use of thinking anything? Unless you're very good at telepathy. Nobody's going to pick up on it. And spirit, not all spirit are telepathic. So when you use your energy, your voice, that creates the link to join in with the highest intention. Mm. Mediumship is about joining, getting your level as high as you can. And it's not about ego. Yeah. Not at all. It's not about money. It's what you feel. Your highest and best intent. Because if you've got a selfish nature, you can't be a medium.
Yeah, you got to put the ego aside. You got to put that ego aside, work inward in order to shine the light outward.
Yeah. Well, you've heard the term self-enlightenment. What does that mean? To enlighten not just yourself, but other people around you. They can feel that energy around you. You know, I used to work and I'm retired now, and people say, we miss your energy. You were so much fun. Why don't you come back? So I'm retired now. And isn't it sad you're still missing that energy where I used to work? Why don't you take no on? Why don't you have fun? And what? I said, that's what I was showing you. I was teaching you. But as soon as I left, you shut down. That's what people do. They rely on other people to do their job. That's why nurses stand out, firemen stand out, all the special emergency people stand out. They go above and beyond. Yeah. Mediums should stand up and say, okay, tarot readers, card readers, whatever, should be standing up and say, here I am to help you.
Absolutely.
This is what I'm drawn to do. And rescue mediumship isn't the flag that you see a lot of. And that's sad because not many people are doing rescue work. They may say they're doing it, but it's only, you pay me and I'll show you what I mean. Mm-hmm. No, it's not about the money. I don't get paid for helping rescue work.
Yeah.
It's voluntary. That's my choice because my mum said, if you get paid monetary for it, who's paying you? And that always makes me go, wow, that's pretty powerful.
Yeah.
Back off a bit.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah. Is the spirit? Yeah, is the spirit gonna give you
somebody dying?
Give you something for helping them cross the bridge? Here's the toll.
Something wrong with that. But yeah, mediumship is a wonderful gift that a lot of people have. Everybody's got the gift of psychics. Everybody. It's whether you use it or not.
Yeah.
And I wanted to do what my mum did when I was a child. She says, when you're older and you know yourself and you trust yourself to do it, do it.
Yeah.
Just don't rush into it. Because it can emotionally drain you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Just
when
doing reading drains you.
Died and they don't know the missing limbs and all the rest of it because trauma could be in any shape or form. Being shot. People go, oh, what was that? Did I get a headache? Sorry. You've been shot in the head, mate. You're dead. You know,
yeah.
You've got to understand and having empathy with healing, or my family nurse in some degree, or did in some degree or another. I just didn't want to be a nurse physically. I wanted to be a spiritual nurse. Like you do.
Yeah. Yeah.
What you do is fantastic to help other people.
Yeah.
I know you're a medium as well, which is why we get on so well.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah,
I'm planning on probably doing something through the network, either before this airs or after this airs, but working on doing something on a routine basis, on doing readings live through some of the social platforms.
Yeah, that's what I want to do as well.
And stuff, and see how that turns out. And but maybe do readings on like a weekly horoscope type thing, pull some cards and do some channeling and stuff like that, and see what happens. So
I find it difficult now to use tools, physical tools, to do what I do, because I used to do. I even carry a crystal ball around with me. I've got my Bible with me, because people either have a free understanding or a limited understanding of what a medium is or a psychic is.
Mm-hmm.
And if you are, upon the term religious, you have to be careful how you put it across.
Yeah.
And I just say, here, read this Bible, quote A, B, C, D, E, F. There's all these quotes about what mediums are, and there's what they can be. I didn't know that was in the Bible. I said, yeah, but it's just an example. Crystal ball, tea leaves, and all the rest of it. Soothsayers, the wise old lady of the villages in the olden days, they were witches.
Mm.
But other were fantastic healers, because they had homeopathic remedies that were passed down for generations. But because of religion, it got isolated into something totally different.
Yeah.
And I think, okay, now you know yourself, in hospitals, they're starting to go to homeopathic medicine rather than man-made medicine. And that's not making people smile. But rescue mediumship has nothing to do with hospitals, nothing to do with nurses. It's about people who have passed. And this is the difference. Being able to stand up. I've seen death. I had to shoot somebody in the forces.
Mm. And
I've encountered war, but not as an active participant directly. It was afterwards. So I understand it, and it's made me what I am today, to recognise don't need one mistake, one trip, and you're on the other side.
Mm.
It makes you value living so much more. And I enjoy every day I'm up. I've got my wife with me, my animals, my garden, my life, talking to people like yourself, Paul. It makes my life worthwhile and grounds me.
Yeah. Yeah. And nowadays, it just seems like, I don't know, it's not a philosophy. It's just a feeling like there's so much fear going on. There's that everybody is fearing death so much that they forget how to live.
Exactly. It's if you can make people live in fear, you've got control.
Mm-hmm.
But when you stand up and say, I've been in 3 major car accidents, I've held a bomb, I've been shot at, my best friend took my ship and never came back, and all the other things that happened to me. You can't scare me no more. I've been scared more than you can imagine. Yeah. I've seen UFOs, I've felt stuff. I can even see the Starlink satellites. And the space station. You don't throw it at me, it'll bounce off.
Yeah.
Either I live through it or I die. I don't care. I'm just living my life the best I can now to help other people.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be living in fear of it.
Now, as far as helping people,
of how they're going to die.
Yeah. Now, as far as helping others, how can people get a hold of you, and how would they be able to the best way to get a hold of you?
Perfect timing. Medium Graham Williamson, I've got my page, or you can do me on Facebook. I have an email address, thebrit77@hotmail.com. That's THEBRITT, the number 77, all one word, at Hotmail. Send me an email. Or you can give me a call, but leave a voice message on 352-409-1060. And that's USA, Florida. If you don't leave a voice message, you will not get a response. We all know all these calls. I had a call literally just before the show. But yeah, send me your question or information that you want me to work with. No problem at all. We'll sort something out.
Yeah. Set up a date and time for a call and stuff. And
on the title, put Paul's show.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's just radio. Or the seance.
Yeah, I saw it on the seance. Say I saw it on the seance. Yeah. People are like, what?
Hey, I pushed my friend here, you know. Right. I promoted. But yeah,
it's what it's all about, man. That's what it's all about.
Yeah. But that's the whole point of mediumship is communication, clarity of communication. Because if I can convey to you what it is I'm picking up in whatever sense it is, and you understand it, the rest of my case.
Yeah. Yeah. What has been the most profound, groundbreaking rescue you've done?
Being in a hospital, the person was on cardiac arrest. They didn't know that they'd been knocked out, I believe, and the heart stopped. And I think I was about 7 or 8. I'd had a fall and split my skull open. The sister slammed the gate that I was in. I fell on the floor, passed out, woke up in hospital myself. But I just had a slight injury. But this person died, and I saw this person wandering around. I went, hey, you can't be wandering around like that. You've got to put your clothes on. It was a children's ward.
Yeah.
And this lad turned to me and he says, oh, you can see me. I said, yeah, you're running up and down the ward. Of course I can put a gift, because I didn't know what I was doing. I was a young kid, and I thought I was hallucinating, or this kid was being crazy. I said, you can't be doing this here. Get back. Go back to your bed. Oh, he's coming too. He died on the bed. Wow. And me telling him to go back, that was one episode. And the other one was in a church up in Dunfermline. I was in the Navy. And I was on a born-again evangelical period. And I was sitting in the second row on the right-hand side of the pew. And my friend had just been ordained the minister for this church. It was his first service. And then we just done the introduction, and we all got down to kneel to pray. And then there was a commotion on the left-hand side. And all these people started, and I'm there. But in my mind's eye, I could see this guy getting up and walking in front of me. What the hell are you doing? You know, you're in a church. Go and sit down. Oh, he said, no, I've died. I think. And in the end, I ended up telling him you can't die in a church because my friend's just having his first service. This is really not a good start. So come back, get back in and do his thing. But I didn't realise, in a way, that was rescue mediumship. When I actually mentioned it to the minister, my friend, he turned his back on me. I said, what? I thought you were saving souls. He says, yeah. I said, well, this soul wanted to leave his body. I said, no, you can't do that here yet. It's not your time. It's not me talking. It was what I was directed to say.
Yeah.
I said, and you turn your back on it? He quit the following week and went back to church to study about life after death.
Yeah.
But that was the closest. And I have seen, which is what you asked me about, which is the most profound one, is in the Mediterranean, and I was on a warship, and I was a cook. I went down to the magazine, the fridges to get food out, and this opened the freezer door, and this plastic bag thing landed on me. No head. Supposed to be fished out of the water. And the master told us running down the stairs as I'm falling under the weight of this. And they said, we don't know who he is. Put him back. We've got to take him, find out who it is.
Wow.
And I went to, they let me have the rest of the day off. Because, getting into the fridge and open the fridge and you don't know somebody dead in the fridge.
Jeez.
And I kept seeing his face. I said, give me some information. Because my captain at the time knew me from my gifts, in part. I said, I need to know where you found him. Then I was able to describe the place he died and all the rest of it. And I passed the information on to the Navy, and the Navy contacted things and came back with a name. Contacted the family and told them he passed. But because I did what I did, that person's spirit then evolved. And it was like a burst of light. Because I recognized it, because I saw his face, even though he had no head.
Yeah.
I saw his face.
Yeah.
And I was able to relate to him that he had passed. He said, no, I haven't. He said, I'm just on your ship with it, because you could tell it was a ship because I was in Navy uniform.
Yeah.
And he was a sailor. He'd been on a yacht, and he was sailing, and he'd fallen off and got hit by the propeller.
Oh.
On the front of the boat, the back. And his body was floating, but it never found his head.
Jeez. Oh, yeah.
And he didn't know he'd passed. That was... I mean, when he realised, I must be dead, I said, you're not on my ship. Your body is. Do you want me to show you? Follow me. Oh, no. And he went,
right.
You must be right. I said, you know my soul. You can see it. How can you see it? Because you're spirit.
Yeah.
You know you were on the boat. You know there's something missing. It's your head. But because spirit has no figure unless they create one, they see themselves as a whole person or at the optimum time of their life.
Yeah.
With no disabilities. And that's what he saw. He said, I just know something's missing. I said, oh, sorry, say it's your head. And this is, paraphrasing to make it shorter.
Yeah.
But that was one of the most profound, and that warmth, that love. I mean, I'm still emotional from it because it makes me feel that I help somebody. That power that they have of being free and whole again. It's just like, I'm whole. I feel okay. I can go on. They didn't know. I know it sounds gruesome, but that's on the material side. Spiritually, he didn't know he'd gone.
Yeah, he didn't know he left.
He just knew something was missing, something was wrong. But he was living in that, I'm on my boat and I know what I'm doing, but I can't remember anything. I'm just knowing something happened. I said, yeah, well, evidently, blah, blah, blah. And that's what rescued me, helping.
And the best example of a rescue medium is lack of a better description is everybody's familiar with the movie Ghost. Patrick Swayze, Whoopi Goldberg, and Demi Moore and stuff like that. That's a good example. That's a good story. As
it's a good story, but
somebody
it's not
rescuing a Patrick Swayze's character of crossing over.
But that's not rescue.
Correct.
He knew he'd died.
He knew he died, yeah.
And he knew he had to communicate something to help his wife survive the one who caused his death.
Yeah.
And that is great mediumship. And that's not rescue. He was rescuing his wife. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah.
And especially when he got the one who killed him and sent him to the shadows after he got struck by the vehicle and passed. He says, you're going that way.
yeah.
Not this way. You're going that way.
That's a really good movie.
It is.
Really
it embodies the heart connection. Because I've seen things being moved by spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Probably you have as well. And by me saying that, I know you have. And this is what we mediums want to convey, that physical may end, but not the spirit. It evolves. If you understand that you are no longer of this earth, you've transcended. It's the only way to understand what you can do.
Yeah.
Know the difference. And I hope the viewers, if they've got any questions from both of us, I know we're always here to help you. That's what we do. That's why the seance is sitting around talking about it. Communication. And I've been to many seances.
That's how any of those getting into mediumship and learning it. That's what you have to sit in these circles. You got to sit in seances in order to practice and tune the instrument of the body to be able to attune, to raise your vibration and kind of meet in the middle, cross over the veil. And
yeah, because I've actually started a new routine on a Saturday 10 till 2. I go to a cafe in Mount Dora and I do readings there. I don't know how long I'll be doing them there. I never know. But may I say the name of the cafe?
Oh, go ahead. Yeah.
One flight up from Mount Dora.
There you go.
Beautiful place. And I do readings 10 till 2 there. And if I can help you, if you want to come around and chat, I'm free.
Heck yeah. Because I still, you can't see it in the background, but I still have the trumpet. I still have the trumpet from mediumship from years ago that we used to sit on the table and get into the dark room and we can see the ectoplasm start to build up off the side of it. Yeah,
I love it.
It's been a long time since I've used it, but yeah.
The last table tipping I went to was in Casadega. And the table that I was sitting at, my grandmother came through and scared the heck out of everybody at the table. She was not subtle. If a bottle top is the table and it spins, it vibrates and does all this. Not my grandmother. She had it like that on my knee, tilted on my knee.
Yeah.
And I said, "This is a heavy table, Nana. Can you take it off my knee?" And she did.
Yeah.
She just tipped it and just spun it round on its own. And people, yeah. I love mediumship. It can be fun, but we're there to do a service to help other people.
Yeah.
And that's the bottom line. If we can enhance our ability to help more people, I'm all for it. It's not that enhancing yourself to look at me, I'm better than you.
Yeah.
No, that's not mediumship.
Yeah. So to wrap up the show, what do you have for a takeaway for our listeners and viewers?
Remember that everyone's a psychic, but not everybody is a medium, because not everybody wants to understand themselves. Obviously, somebody's talking about me because my nose is itchy. But, but the whole point about mediumship is a service to others and to learn what it is you're here for. Your purpose may not become clear until you pass over, but some of us know we're here to help everybody we can now. We teach mediumship is one of the last phases of our cycles of being on this earth. And I know I've been here multiple times before, because this knowledge I've got isn't mine. The Akashic record, I can never say the word right. Is it Akashic or Akashic?
Akashic.
Akashic. I can't. I'm terrible. But you see, the knowledge that is in our DNA, in our energy, in our field of living, our spirit, is far bigger than we can see.
Mm-hmm.
And when you start learning about yourself, it opens up those channels within you. And that's how you're able to teach mediumship, how to teach whatever it is you can impart on others to uplift their vibration. It's not about your vibration, it's about their vibration. You're not doing it for yourself, you're doing it for them.
Mm-hmm.
If you give freely, you get more back. And that's what I ask each of you. Have your routine, be true to self, and say thank you morning, noon and night. Because you never know when your words will impart a gift of making somebody smile.
Yeah. Absolutely.
And everybody knows me, knows I'm crazy, so I have a laugh all the time. In a good way.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah, and this is like the first show that actually I don't think it's the first show, but it's the first show in a very long time I haven't haven't worn my my famous hat, so I decided to let the head breathe. So.
Well, you've still got more hair showing. Well, my mum used to say, you know why guys get bald? No. Well, grass never grows on a busy street, son. My granddad had a full head of hair, and I heard that. But yeah,
Right on.
thank you for inviting me, Paul. I enjoyed it.
Graham, namaste, blessings, my friend. Thank you for sharing your time with us today. And until next time, just keep me posted. Let me know what's happening, and so they can find you on Facebook at Medium Graham Williamson, Graham Williamson.
Yeah.
We'll have everything will be in the video description too. So
yeah,
that'll be.
Or just look for me on Facebook and say if you want to befriend me or anything, that's fine by me. Or email me at thebrit77. That's TheBritt77.
Yeah, 2 T's. The Brit.
At hotmail.com.
Yeah.
I've had that email since 1996.
Wow.
My first email. And I've never lost it. It's now Outlook, isn't it? But it's still Hotmail address.
Yeah. There's so many out. I can't even keep up with them. So.
Yeah. Over 20 years. Dang.
Yeah.
Yeah, just send me an email. Put Conscious Radio Network, Seance, Paul, whatever reference you wish to use. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
Ask your questions, and I'll do my best.
And just also to let everybody know about the new community that is on the website is for anything that you're looking for is definitely on there, so you can find Graham on there, and anybody who has a code and stuff like that probably all be the same, probably just be Seance, and mention that way they know where everybody's coming from. And
I don't think there's one channel that he hasn't got a link to. Look at it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. About a dozen links. I remember when he just had 2.
Oh, I know. Yeah. Actually, I just had 1. It was YouTube. That was it.
Hey.
Now it's just...
The other one, you went out with the radio and recorded, then you put it on. So you had 2.
Yeah. And there's more than that. What's on the bottom, those are the main ones. Those are the main podcast outlets. There's some that I don't even know of. I'll randomly look for them on Google, and it's like, who's this? I don't know who that is. And there I am.
Yeah, so there's no excuse. I can connect with Spirit as he does, but he's also got all these formats that you can physically link to. So you're all right. Yeah. You don't have to be a medium to find out information.
Exactly. Graham, thank you again. Welcome back anytime. Blessings, my friend, and you have yourself a wonderful, wonderful rest of the day.
And to you too, my friend.
And everybody for listening and watching. Thank you for listening and watching to the Seance. And until then, we will see you next week.